Alright, so I guess what I'm going to do right now is just a standard straight build to see how this kit looks overall. You know, seeing pictures and seeing other people's other work up close is one thing, but actually physically build it and see how it looks overall, that's another thing. Furthermore, I need to find out which parts I can actually assemble and put together and paint it as a whole instead of me painting each and every part. I've gotten a lot of positive response from many people telling me that I'm going to really enjoy this build, and I think I am. I mean, I have not been disappointed with Bandai's recent assembly, or construction or design of new model kits in this past, what, 20 years now? Like every year it gets better and better. Let me just look at these stickers also. I see see these 4 little things here, and I think these are for the, hold on a second. Is it for the legs? I think these are for the inside of the legs. Let me double check. Oh, okay, so I see the sticker number 7 is for the foot and the bottom. Sticker number 6 is for the circle on the mid leg right there, and number 5 has to be for the arm. So these are for the inside of the arms, for the joints. Yeah, this is not actually a big deal because I can actually mask this entire area off and then spray paint the inside for this. Look at the other one, and for this. But now I just thought of something. I'll look for it in a few moments, but we'll get to that later on. Alright, so we have the red parts for the head visor and the back, and this has to be for the cannon. That's for the V-fin. Ooh, that's interesting. Because like the original, like the real entry grade kit where there's that red part that goes on the crotch area, this one, let me see. Oh, so it's molded in. Clearly I'm going to be masking this, and I have to mask the whole thing. Or no, I could paint this white, then paint that yellow, then cover the yellow V-fin, and then paint it red. Because I definitely will use a white background on the red parts to make that, to get the most out of the red. Alright, that's understandable. So that's no big deal. The shield, I'm actually thinking of masking off. I mean, once I paint the whole thing white, mask off the inside and paint that the darker color tone. That's a good idea right there. Same thing here, just mask off all the, I mean, after I paint this, mask the whole thing off and paint that the different like a gunmetal color right there, excuse me. Let me review the other parts here. Mask off to paint that one gunmetal. I'm not doing two tones here, but I'm just looking at areas where you can mask off. So you can paint that, you can paint, no, that's too, that won't work on that. But there's a lot of seam lines here, so definitely gonna get the most out of it. And then I don't see, okay, I don't think I see anything else here I need to do. Alright, that's actually pretty cool. Now, let's begin removing these parts. Alright, So here are all the parts separated by color tones. So we have the red, yellows, and blues here. We have all the whites right here, and we have all the grays. Which, of course, now I just realized that there were so many parts for the hands. I was surprised. There were like various versions of the hands, and I said to myself, do we need all these hands? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hands. Actually, multiply that by 2, that will be 3 sets. Yeah. I think what I'm planning to do with those hands is I'm not going to go crazy for these. I'm just going to work on one set of hands, and then the others I'll put them away. Because in all due fairness, for me to actually take and paint all those hands just so I can use them once and just leave the ones that really matters, doesn't, you know, it doesn't make any sense for me to do that. I mean, that's why I was a big fan of the manipulator hands, because there's only one set of hands. Yes, granted, you can't have the manipulator hands of a high grade can be a little bit of a problem, because they'll move too much, they won't stay on, or they won't hold on to the part. That's why they decided to put those little pegs in the palm of the hand so they could hold on to the weapons. So I'm just gonna select the hands that matters, and that's basically to hold the two, you know, whatever guns it needs, or whatever, or the beam sabers. I'm not going to use the open hands. I will assemble them so we can show them off, but other than that, I'm just going to do one pair of hands. That's it. I didn't realize also that I thought maybe you can only make one gun or the other, but you can actually do both of them. So I'm going to assemble both of those guns as well. So I'm going to now begin cleaning up the parts, and then I'm going to assemble this kit and see how it looks. Give me a second here. Okay, so here is the 1/44 scale high grade RX-78-02 from the Origins line, and it's in its early type mode compared to the middle type mode. Actually, to tell you the truth, this is a mixture of both, because this is actually considered middle type with the two little things sticking out here, and then the sidearms, I guess early type, I don't know, because I'm looking at this manual how this looks. It's referring to middle type as with the guns not being drawn out, this part here. Oh, that's right. Middle part also, you have to if you want early type, you need to remove these two parts. These two little, I don't know what these are. These look like machine guns here. Yeah. So, prototype does not come with the machine guns. Middle type comes with it. But yeah, it's very, very neat, very nice. I didn't realize this, but you get 2 of these, and I thought maybe, actually, let me look at the manual again. Did I actually remove one too many? No, it's there, so you have the option, I think, when you assemble the guy, so you can actually you can actually remove one or the other to make it early or middle. The only problem is when I was looking at this, let me see here. Okay, so you have the 2 slide notches here, and give me a second, I gotta look at the manual again. So you have, this is considered the middle type, while this one has the 2 little notches there. This is considered the early type. You know, I understand it has to be accurate and all that stuff, but I kind of like it this way. I'm not going to take this off to put that on just because I need that extra notch there, you know, a longer notch than what you see here. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is. It doesn't have to be exactly the same as the manual says. It's what I say. And I think this is actually really very, very nice. Very, very presentable. Yeah. The one thing I'm a little not a big fan of is maybe the cap going into the shoulder. But okay, no biggie dealy right there. Everything looks nice. Good detail on the legs. Nice little gimmick here with the thrusters coming out like that. The arm has some great posability, as you could see. Good detail on the shoulders. This is actually really neat right there, which of course it could be considered an inner frame here with this all this detail when the knees is bent up like that. So that's actually really nice to see something like that. Now, one gripe that I'm seeing here, and I'm going to show it right here, is this. You have a connector going into the front part of the shin to hold up the ankle armor, which, in all due fairness, it would have been nice if this was a first grade kit, not a high grade kit. I think even the oh god, do I have the entry grade someplace around here? I put the entry grade kit away. Actually, I took it apart for me to paint it separately. But I'll pull this one out. Here's an example of the. Oh no. Actually, yeah. So this is the experience kit, the one that we built a few years ago at the Comic-Con, where we gave this to everybody to try out building a Gundam for the first time. And this one, it has the actual part of this connected to the leg and to the foot. Why they decide to do that? It's beyond me. Doesn't make any sense. Why would they do something like that? But they did, and I was a bit shocked to see something like this. I really am. Well, okay, fair enough. It is what it is. And it looks nice. Now, the over-the-shoulder cannon looks nice, but I'm going to say that I am not a big fan of it, because if you try to push the whole... First thing, this doesn't go... This one stops halfway, and then it rubs to the side of the gun, so there's no like an O-ring cap to keep it even, and it's a little too loose. It has fallen off a few times, so I'm like saying to myself, why do you have something like this? The connection, I mean, the gun looks good, but the connection here, I'm a bit unimpressed, especially for this scale. This could have been fixed up a little bit better. Granted, I know that this is basically an option part, so I can remove this and then put this guy here and give it the classic mode, of course, the next, the two beam saber setup. But we're removing it because we want this, the heavy weaponry. But I'm not a big fan of how this is, how it's constructed. This could have been better. Could have been. Thruster bells on this is good. Good detail on the backpack. Good detail on everything. The waist, the arms. The arms was good. The legs are good. Other than this part here, I think everything came out nice. Pretty good. Let's look at these weaponry here. So I'm going to remove this hand, and I'm going to put on the early type beam rifle. There you go. Come on, get it in there. Ah! Now, this is where I'm starting to find a little bit of an issue. This hand, even though it connects, it holds on to it, it's not strong enough. And I'm going to probably end up gluing it, because I don't think it should be this loose. I do like the overall design of the beam rifle. Looks really nice. I'm also going to take this hand off and give it the other beam rifle, the middle one. And that is nice to have both beam rifles like that. We have the shield which I'm going to put like that here and turn it around, because apparently it likes to keep the shield like that in that format. And then here's the bazooka with the actual hand, which I'm going to do this, put that back here, and then put that like that here. Nice. Very, very nice. Now there's another hand here, which was basically, if I want to use it for the beam sabers, there are these two little parts here. If you don't want to have the part sticking out to the side of the hands, of the arms, I'm sorry, I'll get those. The kit also came with extra Vulcan guns here that goes on this, which I could either A, put 2 Vulcan guns, or keep it in this format, or close the actual cover. But I think in this format, with all of its guns firing like that, I like it this way. Much better. What do you guys think of that? Alright, now, this is great how it looks, understandable. But we're going to paint this with the paints that I have. I just need to start looking at certain areas that I need to clean up. The one most notable part here is this, because there is a seam line going right through here, and a seam line going right through this part here where it curves down. And there as well in that little notch. Panel lining here is good, so that I will leave alone. But normally back here is the big culprit right there. I don't see anything going on with the arms. Everything looks good. But I do have to plan out how I'm going to remove parts, because it's not something you can slide out or in like some high grades. I will have to play with the idea of, well, not play with the idea, but more like realizing that I'm going to have to remove these parts and paint it separately and then put it together. The chest part is going to be the big part that I'm going to take apart. I have a feeling a lot of parts are going to be taken apart. The weaponry is going to probably be all one part, except for the bazooka, since it's already 2 parts right there with the white and gray. So I'm just going to do a little bit of more detailing, a little bit more sanding, a little bit more cleaning. There's one thing that I noticed right now, and I thought it was actually a damaged part, but now that I'm reviewing it, I could see that it's not. I'm going to zoom in here so you could see. Right there. There's a little thing here that looks like the molding didn't finish. Now, that is technically in the picture. So if I go right there, you'll see it right there. There is a bit of a detail feature there, which unfortunately looks like they couldn't add it onto the molding of this kit, either on this front chest plate and this front chest plate. So somebody was lazy? Somebody forgot something? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Let us now begin the painting phase of the Gundam The Origin kit.